So there you go. So how you going? How's the tour?
First night tonight, so I don't know yet, but I'm very excited. We're so happy to be here in South America and start in Chile, and then we go to I think Sao Paulo tomorrow. So exciting.
You're playing Lollapalooza in São Paulo.
Yeah, I'm so happy to do that. We wait patiently to be invited, and there's so many bands that want to play that. So they give us that show. There you go. You take what you're given.
Yeah, and you're playing the same night as Sepultura.
Oh, fantastic. I'm so happy. I think they play after us or before, right next to us. I think probably after us. So I'm looking forward to that. But no Max.
Last time I talked to you, you were about to come to Rio, and you hadn't been here in 20 years. So now you're coming more often.
I come when I can. They don't ask me. The promoter's got to ask me. That's how it goes.
So, yeah. But now, what is it like to be a frequent visitor of South America these days? You have fun down
I
here?
love it, and I wish that I came more regularly, and I would love to. Maybe they won't let me next year, but maybe the year after I get to play all the Lollapaloozas. If I do a good job, I'm just always for me, I still in the UFC, in the octagon. My life is just never easy. Some bands is easy. They say, "Oh, I'm so happy you come. Please have all these shows," and then with us, it feels like always kind of like having to prove ourselves and work, and it's strange, but it's okay for us. We're pretty strong,
You
resilient.
are definitely. Yeah. So you're staying on the road for most of this year?
Yeah, I mean, I go back, I play South America, and I go home for a couple of weeks, and then I go out play Canada, and then I do a month there, I think, and then home for 2 weeks in North America, then home for 3 weeks or so, then go to Europe, home for a month, and then go to Australia and Japan. So it's almost too much. I fucking know. No one asked me. I said yes to one tour, and then suddenly there's 5 tours.
And you have a record coming out this year, right?
Yeah. I Beat Loneliness. And
is it ready?
Oh, it's printing. I mean, they're printing the copies. It's very exciting, and it was a really good thing because I had one company I was with, and they agreed to put the record out, and then last minute they just went away, and so it was crazy. And we went back to E1. And why I mention this is because the same thing happened with 16 Stone. And so when someone leaves the party, you hope it's a reflection of their inability to see, rather than they don't think that it's a great record. Like, it's a great record, and the people that walked away are kind of a bunch of idiots anyway. So I'm kind of grateful. I'm kind of grateful.
So, and what is the importance of a record company these days?
Well, it's still so expensive to bring out records. It's so expensive. I don't understand why. Don't tell them. I don't understand what's in it for a record company. But I'm so sure glad that there are some still around, and it's great. They just help us to. It's very expensive to press records, make records, to record them. You get a record company, so you pay the guy who makes the record with you. We just do it for free. So it's the world is still.
You used to get paid, right?
Well, yeah, when you sell records, but the world is always against the artists. It's always against the artists forever. It's no different now. The record companies, the big labels, take all the money from streaming. Streaming, I think, actually pays probably a lot more. But the record companies have figured out yet another way to continue to rip off artists.
And
so for some reason, we're not we have no union. No one cares about other musicians. Don't really look out for other musicians. So the actors, you had the writers' strike. In America we had the writers' strike.
Yeah, the Hollywood
because they
strike.
form a union, but for some reason we're all too selfish. We don't have a union. If you have a union, maybe you could change the way that things are run. But You know, so all that happens is you have to be great and have to do something so it's okay. You know, you just make the record come alive. You know, I mean, I have a really cool label. They help me with the science of Sound of Winter. So I'm back with them. So I don't know.
And
I just like making music, you know, I like making music.
and do you, is it different, you know, to put music out these days? Because it's very easy that your record is on streaming and then people don't know about it. Is it hard to make yourself known?
Yeah, it's hard to cross someone else's algorithm. Like it's a world of algorithms, and
Right.
I get into some people's algorithm and they're so excited, and then other people, even people that like me, you know, I can see people sometimes in cities that I'm going to go play. Oh my God, what are you doing here? I'm playing tomorrow night. No way, you know, it drives you crazy. So you realize the power of social media, and that it is the best weapon because to represent yourself and to market yourself. And it's um it's such a complicated life. I don't really understand it. I just think that if I make a good record and I do a good show, it gets easier. I'm dumb as a rock.
But most of what you do is play shows, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's all I can do to make money, so I have to feed my children,
Of
you
course, yeah.
know. So I need to be responsible, and so I work as hard as I can as my band, you know. Incredible. The one thing that people don't consider for anyone who is traveling in a band is the degree to be successful is the degree of sacrifice is staggering. You sacrifice just time with your children, time with your loved one. It's I'm not complaining, but it's sometimes when at the beginning of a mountain like now, I'm like, God damn, where is everyone? And you know, like I sat in a hotel room for 3 days, you know, and like, but then you do the shows and it's incredible. So you have this crazy cycle, like a yo-yo, up and down, and like, why am I doing this? Oh my God, I love this. Why am I doing this? It's bizarre, but ultimately, I love to connect the music with people and performing it. It's beautiful, and I don't want to just go round and around North America. It's just this is more fun to me right now because I've just done North America and I'm about to again, and so it's just wild to see these cultures, different people, different experiences, different cities, different food. It's just, it's so cool. You know, we're so lucky as well. I know I sound like I complained a few minutes ago, but I feel very, very lucky. So lucky to be able to do this and to be a traveling musician. It's cool.
That's great. And you playing any new songs live?
Uh, well, I think no, the brand new songs, not on this. There's only 4 shows in South America. They've been we need to just they know the songs they want to hear. We don't need to play a song they haven't heard. We need to play, keep them very happy. And next time we come, I hope we come real soon. And I put that out there publicly, and I'll tell the promoter we want to come back. And you know, we're very, very friendly and inspired by South America. You know that the audiences in South America, they're very famous for all musicians know that's the holy grail of great crowds and you know massive people. And even if you play something smaller, still the energy is just passion, you know. And so it just helps me, and the whole show gets this momentum. It's like it's very exciting.
But in Rio, you're playing your own show, so you could squeeze a new song for us. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would. I'm ready. I don't know. If you're ready for a new song, I'll
We
ask
are.
them today. I'll tell them today. It's called "The Land of Milk and Honey," and we could try and play that. I don't know.
Yeah,
We've
why
never played
not?
it. We've never played it live.
And you're doing that? What's the difference between playing a big festival like Lola and then playing your own show? You're doing that on Sunday, you're playing Lola. On Wednesday, you're playing your own show in Rio.
Yeah, well, you know, you can be a bit more. Well, first off, you have more time, so you can make the show a little bit more sure like that, a little bit more time, and you can play just more songs. I don't like playing. I don't like long shows. I don't like people that play hours and
Hours.
hours. You know, I can't sing that long, but so I like an hour and a half is really, really good. Hour 15, hour and a half. It's just the right amount of attention. So it just gives a little bit more drama. to play our own show, a little bit more drama. And sometimes with those hour sets, like bang, 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 and then you're in the dressing room, you're like, fuck, what happened? How was it? Was it okay? You know what I mean? It goes very quick because the adrenaline is so extreme, and you want everyone to have a beautiful time, and it's intense. Goes very fast. It's like a New York hour. Goes in like 23 minutes.
And Bush is often called grunge, post-grunge. What do you think of those labels?
Oh, God, it doesn't. Sometimes when words are used so often, they don't mean anything in the end. I literally have no idea what that means anymore. I think that certain approaches that I had at the beginning when I was a songwriter, the quiet, quiet, loud, which is the Pixies film, that was part of a sound and part of a scene, and it was really inspiring to me. Beautiful bands, and I was so inspired by that. But my music that I've made and written has really progressed beyond that. Different tunings, different approaches, atmospherics, keyboards, beats. Is nothing to do with Mudhoney, for example. It's not very tar, I mean, those are the kind of bands I think of that are pure grunge bands, and they're brilliant. But I don't think that the records that we make today have much connection with that, apart from maybe the lyrics. If the lyrics would come from a place of confronting pain and confronting challenges and being human and being vulnerable, being open like that. If that means anything, that's still there, But I mean, now, like, fuck, this music that I love to make is metal. You could put like metal singers on that, I'm not a metal singer. We all know that in our algorithm. But so I like to find, melody still, like I make out as not metal. I don't scream, those guys are fucking amazing at the screaming. Oh, yeah, just crazy. It's not my style. It'd be stupid if I did that now. It'd be stupid. So I stay true to myself, but I'm so turned on by that music. I love the music that we make. When I want to sing on any of the new songs, it's because the music is exciting. If the music is not exciting, or if I try to write a song and I'm having a shitty day and I can't think of anything good, I'm not going to put anything. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to wait until something's inspiring, and nothing is in standard tuning anymore, that's grunge. Well, mind you, I know Sonic Youth grunge. No, because Sonic Youth all the different tunings.
Sonic Youth though is kind of more indie, all called more indie, right?
Indie, yeah. So I'm definitely not indie. Well, I don't know what I am. I'm Bush.
That's right. I remember that movie about New Order and the Manchester scene, and the guys came to a place where they wanted to throw a party, and they said we play indie music, and the owner of the place said Indian music. it's
Indian
just labels, right?
Yeah.
and how are your acting gigs? You were great in Criminal Minds.
Slow. Thank God I'm not waiting to get, to eat if I get a job, I love doing that. I've done a few auditions maybe the last year, really good stuff, and just failed again. It's cool, it's part of the gig, you just sort of go, okay, I don't take it personally. You want a Swedish guy with long blonde hair. No, I'm not going to get the gig. Or like I do it and some Adonis black guy is take the role, so it's just, I do my best, and I hope that interesting things come along. It's a fun, creative process. I love it. I love great movies. I love great acting and great actors. And it's so fun to make words come alive on a page. When you work with someone who's a really good actor and they read with you, you're like, how the fuck you do that? How'd you do that? It's so good. What you did? It's crazy. So I like that moment. I love pressure. So I like it when they go and rolling and action. And then you have a whole set, 150 people, and you can't fuck up. I have fucked up. I forgot my lines. In my first movie, I forgot my lines. He gave me a job, actually. I shot in Belo Horizonte, soccer movie. All right. And I played an English captain. It's called Game of Their Lives. And when I
I
got the
remember that
audition,
film.
yeah, it was so much potential. David Anspaugh, a beautiful man. So when I did that, I got the audition, but I improvised my audition. And I go outside and play football in the car park with Eric Winalda, English American top scorer, right? So he's the
Uh-huh.
soccer coach. So I just have to put, like you're Brazilian, so I have to just put the ball over the car, pass it twice. He goes, okay, you get the job. So I get the job, and then when I do the first scene, when I had a big scene, this fucking big dinner. I'm so inexperienced. It's a joke. This big dinner, and he goes, "Okay, do your speech now." I'm like thinking, "Fuck!" So I wrote it out for him the night before, trying to be professional. I say, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do. Is this okay? I mean, this is a lot of pressure." So I'm okay, and I'm doing it. But then what he does is he edits me in the scene. So I'm live in the ballroom of 150 people. And so he says, "Yeah, can you cut this bit out?" It's like my brain is, I need the first line, like every song, and then I can get to the end. If you take the
Right.
first line out and the fourth line out, you just fuck me in front of 150 people. So I do my speech, and like my brain is like, what? I forgot everything. I said, I'm so sorry. Fucked up. That was a horrible feeling. But after that, well, because I had the script, I always know my lines. I always know my lines. You
Do your
just
homework.
know your lines, be on time, know your lines, get in the right position when they tell you. That's it. And then the rest, it should be okay. But if you can't do those three, you're fucked. One
So
time
tell
I
me,
did, and the next movie was a very small budget movie, and it's called How to Rob a Bank. And it was the extras, they're lying on the floor of this marble floor in a bank. Poor extras. I feel so bad for them. It's so cold, and all day they're lying on the floor like hostages, right? So I'm friendly because I don't want to be stuck up. I can't talk to you. I'm an
yeah,
actor. You're just an
I'm the
extra. So
star.
I say, hey, I wasn't the star. I was like a co-star. As a lot of people. Whatever. Anyway, so I go to this person, this girl. I said, man, are you okay on the floor? She goes, yeah, yeah. And she looked at me. She goes, oh, it's so great to work with an actor who knows his lines. I was like, where the fuck she be working? I was like, I'm great, great, great. And it's an indie movie, so there's no money. You gotta know your lines and move fast, fast, fast. Next scene, next scene, next scene. So anyway.
So just one last thing. You were talking about the words and the titles. Why I beat loneliness? Where does that come from?
Because everybody's talking about how much the world is struggling. People are confessing to a lot of mental health issues. A lot of men, a lot of young men, older men. The suicide rates are terrifying. I mean, the suicide rate system, you look up the statistics, you can't believe so many people commit suicide. And so I've always been very much about personal politics, human politics, ever since my first record, that's all I dedicate my life to is sort of emotional states of being, like trying to be as honest as I can. And this one is weird because it just came together. When I look at the record all the way through, it begins with a song called Scars. And it's just wild scars, angels written on your body. And it's just about people that go through life, and it's difficult because I think it's difficult for everybody, whoever you are, wherever, whatever you do. It's never easy because we're all so complex and we're all so broken as people. So all the time we're trying to understand another human being who has 17 coping mechanisms to become who they are, and it's incendiary. So I love the idea that if you have a melancholy about you, or if you are sensitive, there are times when you feel lonely. And the beauty of I Beat Loneliness for me was that it's impossible to beat loneliness. And all that means is that you have a respite, you have a little rest from it, and you don't feel so bad for a few days about something. And then, of course, it comes back. I also have that line, is I beat loneliness. Also, one line says, I beat the internet. So these are not realistic things. They are sort of aspirational.
Perfect. Well, Gavin, great talking to you as always.
Thank you so
And
much.
have a great show in Chile, then a great show in Sao Paulo, and I'll see you in Rio on Wednesday.
Thank you so much.
Thank
We're
you
so
very
happy
much.
to be coming. We're so happy to be coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.